Hello? It's a beautiful Tuesday afternoon on this online streaming channel, CTV. It is football analysis. We'll talk about the latest happenings in the world of football. I'm your host for the most, Wahab Mohammed, aka Maestro. Yes, doing the business of football today. Please don't forget to follow us on our social media handles on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok is at CTV Live. And on Facebook, which we're live on, is at CTV Live 1. That is SEETVLIVE. Wow, the show is football analysis. A quick one. I'm sure you guys are used to me saying this. Yes, I have to do this. Yes, it's my job. I have to do. I have to tell you guys to stay safe, because that is all we are all about here. Right here on CTV, we're all about your general safety. So in case you're leaving the house, make sure you do so with your nose mask, because of the COVID-19, of course, the pandemic. So go out with your nose mask and maintain social distance. And also, if you're driving, do not drink and drive. Do not drive and drink. Obey traffic rules and regulation. Before stepping out, for the car owners out there, make sure you check your water level, your oil level, check your rear view, use your seat belts, and all that stuff, just for your safety. Remember, health is wealth. We can confirm that Lionel Messi is now a PSG player. That's bad news for Barcelona fans, but good news for PSV fans. At least you have Lionel Messi in France. I'm sure PSG fans out there. Do people really? I'm trying to imagine. Do we have a lot of PSG fans out there? I don't really think so. I've not met anyone as a PSG fan. Anyway, we have our usual pundits. Yes, the regular suspects on the line. We have Tanko, and we also have Osaze. Hello, Osaze.
Hello,
thank you. What's happening, my man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I just saw a visual of Messi and his boys, Matteo and the other younger ones, on their way to their private jets, on their way to Paris, like the French will say, Paris, on their way to Paris. You know, it's official. Messi is joining PSG. It's official. No more drama. It's official.
I agree. I'll get to the question part, but let me tell our viewers out there that we have so many shows for viewing pleasure. We have movie, music, and right after the show, we have how well do you know your club? Yes, for those that are thinking about football, that's the show. After this, so we're going to ask you about general football questions, 8 questions in 5 stages, and after that, we have gender equality. Yes, and I'm sure our presenters they can't wait. They're ready to to do justice to the program. Make sure you tell your friends that CTV is an online streaming channel, and we are concerned about your general safety. And today is football analysis. Football analysis. We'll talk about the general happenings in the world of football. So let me start with you, Osaze. Messi. We're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about the transfer, talk about the Olympics, Brazil, they won the gold medal in football. Also, we're going to talk about the match between Leicester and Man City, the Community Shield. And our boy Kelechi Iheanacho, he scored from the penalty spot, and I'm pretty happy about that. He's been on fast. Senior man Kells. He's been on fast last season, and he's bringing the fire back to the season. A wonderful penalty. I'm pretty happy about him. Also, transfer news. I think Tottenham. I think they are this close to signing Lautaro Martinez. Arsenal. I don't know. Nobody wants to go to Arsenal right now. I don't know. Tanko, what's happening? It seems every club that's bidding for all. I don't know what's happening to Arsenal. Talks about Lautaro Martinez going to Arsenal, but now Tottenham looks, like sealing that particular deal. And I don't think Harry Kane is going to Man City anymore, because I think he released a statement on Monday that he's going to resume training. But I think something dodgy happened, because the narrative was that he was supposed to go to Man City, but along the line, I think they had this, backroom, whatever, that is making him want to stay, at the Tottenham Stadium. I don't know what's happening. Let me start with you, Osaze. What do you think is happening with Harry Kane?
I think Harry Kane is just what will I tell you? I think he's just troubling the water. We know he's not going to leave because you don't sign a 6 years deal with a Daniel Levy precisely. If you know Daniel Levy very well, Luka Modric coming to Real Madrid took a whole lot of fight from Luka Modric before eventually let Luka Modric go. We saw Gareth Bale also coming to Real Madrid. How long Gareth Bale was about I want to leave, and eventually Madrid had to break the transfer record just to sign him. And now Harry Kane just 3 seasons ago turned down with 6 years deal with Tottenham. And the mistake I think he made was not adding a release clause. You can see the current situation of Erling Haaland. Next season, Haaland will be available for as little as 73 or 74 million euros. That's because he added the release clause to his contract. Now you are signing for a Tottenham when you are not sure of winning major titles. Let's be real with ourselves. Last time Tottenham won it was under Juan Ramos in 2008. Now you've been there for about 7-8 years and there's no sign of winning anything. And you go 10 down with 6 years deal, and you are not even helping yourself by putting a release clause. And I know the funny fact about the deal. He's only earning 200. So you are not saying, there's nothing like saying the money is the motivation. If he was earning, say, 350, 375 like David De Gea, or as Messi will earn now, 25 million net, you say the money was one of the factors you signed. But the money is just what you can get at every other regular club. Arsenal will pay 200, Chelsea will pay even more. That's the truth. Man City for Grealish, I saw something about 375 or 3 something. That's how much other clubs can pay you. But now he has only used 3 years out of the 6 years. And now he's saying he wants to go. He wants to go, yes. Man City wants to buy, yes. But a certain Daniel Levy is telling you cannot go anywhere. You cannot take him to pivot. It's football. It's a contract. There was no point pointing at Harry Kane when you signed. That's the truth. It was not under duress.
I agree.
He signed with his full chest.
His full chest. Tanko, do you agree with us, Aze?
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I think to a large extent I agree with Osaze on this because Daniel Levy, he's supposed Harry Kane is supposed to know Daniel Levy more than any other person. You know, he knows how he has been at Tottenham all his life. You know, as soon as he left Arsenal at age 9, he went straight to Tottenham. So he has been at that club all his formative years, and he knows how that man came into the club and how that man does his business. He really wanted to go. The only part I will not really agree with Osaze is he could still go because towards the end of last season, I think he had a meeting with Daniel Levy and they had a gentleman's agreement that if a suitable offer comes, he's going to leave. You know, because he has seen needs in other clubs. Man City, Aguero was leaving. They need a filling. Barcelona, Messi could leave. They need to replace. At Real Madrid, Karim Benzema is 33 years old. They need to replace Karim Benzema, and all these big clubs, even at Juventus, you know, they need a number 9. So Harry Kane has a lot of options. So he knows that he stays in Tottenham, he's not going to get anything. So, but Daniel Levy is not that kind of person that you can just twist him just like that to your favor. So for me, it's a dicey situation, but the transfer is still open. In football, you never can say never. Anything could happen.
Okay, let's talk about the one that's closed, and that's the Lionel Messi one. Messi at PSG is joining Sergio Ramos there. Who would have thought in the nearest years that Messi Ramos will be on the same
the mystery
team.
of football. The mystery of football.
I mean, I don't know. Now we have Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, Ramos, all of them at PSG. Do you think PSG will win the Champions League next season? Looking at the Arsenal players they have right now, Tanko.
The whole world of football is pointing towards that direction. Yeah, because
because hold on. Sorry to cut you short. Yeah, if you have a Ramos, an Mbappe, a Neymar, a Messi, one team, I mean, you should be winning everything. What do you think? You should be winning everything.
Yeah, you should. But there are reasons why we love this game. Yeah, we love this game because of its unpredictability. You can have the best assembled squad. But you know, football is not played by individuals. Yeah, it's a team game. So for me, the whole world is raising their hats up for PSG. Of course, now that it's no longer, it's an open secret. Messi He's a PSG player. He's going to be wearing the number 19 jersey next season. And we know all the drama. I watched his farewell speech at the Camp Nou on Sunday. I didn't go to church. I stayed at home and I watched all. I almost like crying too.
Yeah, it's really painful.
Yeah, it's really painful. Messi lost 3 titles in 2 years. I never saw him cry in any of those finals. But leaving a club that has given him his life back as a 13-year-old kid who was having a growth hormone problem, who was sick back.
A growth hormone problem.
Who was sick. Yeah, who was sick back then in Buenos in his hometown.
And I remember also Arsenal rejecting him at that age. He was supposed to go to Arsenal, but Arsenal rejected him because of the growth. Yes. Barcelona took him. Yes.
Problem. Yeah, Wenger now went for Cesc Fabregas and another guy, I think John Torral and Hector Bellerin later. So it's difficult. Barcelona has given him way more than he would have expected. So I can imagine. But going back to your question about if PSG are the favorite to win the Champions League, yes, on paper, they are the favorite. But of course, there is still that X factor in football that a Shakhtar Donetsk team can just come and spoil the whole party for PSG. So that's the unpredictability of football. That is the love of the Champions League. But
It's B-Boy to the Beat Wizard. It's B-Boy to the Beat Wizard.
Welcome back to the show. It's still football analysis on this online streaming channel, CTV. This beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Wherever it is you are, make sure you get a coffee. If you're at work, make sure you don't get stressed out. Yes, remember, health is wealth. Don't give yourself high blood pressure. Yes, life is too short to give yourself a necessary headache. For the record, in case you don't know, in case you've been living under a rock, Messi is a PSG player. Yes, it's a free transfer. And he's joining Mbappe, he's joining the likes of Ramos, he's joining Neymar. He's going to be, a formidable team next season. If you are a Chelsea supporter, Man U, Barcelona, Real Madrid, I'm not sure you want to face PSG right now. Anyway, we have our pundits online. We've got Tanko, we've got, I said Real Madrid, and Asame gave me that look like, I don't care. Let them have Messi and Ronaldo in one team. Madrid can face anybody. I know, yeah, but what are your thoughts about Messi going to PSG?
All right. I think first of all, it's actually a very good one for PSG. Getting one of the best players in the world is actually what anybody or any club side will want, definitely. And adding it to the arrays of talent they have, first of all, we all know this should be also not like a spoiler. Mario Icardi is going to leave PSG. Because Messi and Icardi will never play on the same team. Neymar, Kylian Mbappe, and we should not forget they have players like Julian Draxler, Pablo Sarabia still on the bench actually. So they have got a lot of qualities going forward, and also even in their defense, Presnel Kimpembe and everybody, then adding Sergio Ramos. But I think where Pochettino will find a little bit of difficulty is the midfield. And that's not because they don't have quality players. I think it's this combination. Because he has to play a lot of attacking players because he has them in abundance. So he has to play more like a 4-2-3-1 formation. But the problem I think you have is finding the balance is who is going to play, who are going to be the pivots behind the attack. Verratti has to play, obviously. We saw his quality after coming back from that length injury. What he did with Italy in the Euros was something worth commending. And now, Verratti is actually not the traditional holding midfielder. So who partners Verratti? If you are going to play a certain, let's put in a Ganaguye or Danilo Pereira, what happens to a Wijnaldum that left Liverpool for PSG? Wijnaldum will not want to play, come and just sit on the bench. So
that's true. Those are the challenges that Pochettino is going to face
for this job. First of all, Pochettino has not managed this much ego as regards players in the dressing room. He has never been in this situation before. I think if Paris, like PSG, want to succeed with this crop of players, I think they need coaches with the caliber of Zinedine Zidane. In the sense, you cannot tell Zidane anything because whatever it is you are playing for, he has them, multiples of them in his cabinet. You cannot tell Zidane you have won the Ballon d'Or. He will bring about 2 or 3 for you. You cannot tell Zidane you are the best player in the world. He will show you many awards he has won as the best player in the world. You cannot tell him you have won the World Cup. He has it in his cabinet. Even as little as the FIFA Confederations Cup, Zidane has to. Or someone like a Carlo Ancelotti that has dealt with huge and big players always. We saw when Gareth Bale came to Madrid and the first time trying to balance the ego between Ronaldo and Gareth Bale. Ancelotti did a fantastic job and it was a seamless transition for Gareth Bale. So I think, no disrespect. I think coming to PSG, the biggest player has managed is likes of Harry Kane and Son Heung-min. So I think you kind of have a tough time managing this group of players. But I think if he can successfully manage the egos, definitely PSG will be like an immovable object. You cannot stop them. You cannot stop a team that has Lionel Messi, he motivated Neymar, let's not forget. Even though Kylian Mbappe is here and there, he wants to leave. We have a Sergio Ramos, and you know what a Sergio Ramos brings to a team. And the talent is just unimaginable. In one side, I know what blows my mind. They got most of these guys for free. That should be I'm not saying this more talent for free. I don't know how Khalifa managed to put this up, but obviously PSG has to be one to look out for definitely next
Yes, PSG one to look out for. Tanko, do you agree with Musaze, the challenges that Pochettino is going to face?
Yeah, it's going to be enormous. It's going to be enormous. Because recently, I think yesterday, the lawyers at Barcelona, they're accusing PSG that with the acquisition of Messi and these other guys, they have passed their FFP, financial fair play limit.
Yeah.
You know, so now they are basically they are I don't know how to put it. So they are infringing on the FFP rules. You know, so internally, PSG needs to find a way of selling some players, you know, so that you can
balance,
they can reduce and cut down on their wage bill. People like Pablo Sarabia, you know, people like Danilo Pereira, people like Ander Herrera, the former Man United guy. You know, these players now they are gradually shifting into squad and fringe players. So you need to find a way of
offloading them
away from the wage book, offloading them. So, you know, but it's going to be an enormous challenge, obviously, because everybody wants to play. And again, we know what's his name, Pochettino is one of those coaches that like to give the youth team players opportunities to play. And we know that the PSG academy produces very good players, although most of them don't have the opportunity to play for PSG. You see them going to other clubs, you know. But when you take some of these big players in France, and in Germany, a lot of them come from the PSG academy. So there is so much ego to be dealt with by Pochettino in the PSG dressing room. So, but time is going to tell how well he's going to handle those players. Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, Sergio Ramos, Marquinhos, Donnarumma, massive amount of talent, you know. But, you know, these are some of the things that come to when you have a club that has so much money to spend. The Qatari sports investment.
I agree. Away from the Messi transfer, let's talk about the Community Shield, in which senior man Kelechi Iheanacho scored from the penalty spot. Leicester, Man City. I'm sure Guardiola right now is not a happy man. He's not really used to losing finals.
No, he's not. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's not a happy man, and it's a good one for Leicester. It's a good way to start the season. I mean, did you see the game, Osaze?
Yeah, I did. I actually saw the game, and it was one hell of a game. Because I felt Guardiola was trying to test the waters with the players he used. Because he brought in a young, like call him British Nigerian, the left wing forward, that's Edozie. Then he also used a certain Palmer in the midfield. And for the record, he had on the bench, even though Bernardo Silva is likely to leave any moment from now, he had the Bernardo Silva on the bench. He had Jack Grealish on the bench, and he had also a senior. I'm trying to remember the third senior forward that was on the bench. Then also playing Ferran Torres as the false nine, something he has not really done in the past. He's just trying to try new things, I think. So we shouldn't read too much meaning to what happened over the weekend, because I think when push turns to shove, when the jungle mature, water will find a level.
Yeah, and I must commend senior man Kels. I mean, for him to step up and take that penalty, it's a big one for him. It's been impressive throughout last season, and it's still, you know, carrying that form to this season. I mean, it's really lovely to see him, you know, and he really played well. Apart from the penalty, he played well in that particular match. Jamie Vardy also played well. Do you think, Tanko, do you think Leicester have what it takes to win the Premier League this season?
I don't think they have what it takes to win the Premier League. They are a solid side, yeah. Brendan Rodgers has built on what the former coaches had done. He has stabled the ship, you know. But winning the Premier League, I think we're asking for too much. I saw a game where Leicester they matched Man City pound for pound. You could say, okay, a few of their senior players did not play, But can I remind our viewers that the talent on display, the first 11 that Man City used against Leicester on that Community Shield game was worth £350 million. We should not forget that. Yeah, £350 million. Even though a lot of their big guys didn't play the game, but we should not forget that team was an extremely expensive assembled squad, right? So for me, I was very happy. I was just when I was watching the game, I just came. I didn't start the game at the very onset. I came in maybe 15 or 20 minutes into the game, and I saw a young kid. I didn't check his name. The young kid, the Samuel Edoze guy, I didn't even know that was a Samuel Edoze that plays for Man City. And I was like, wow, this kid is good. I like his confidence. I like his ball ability. He's like a younger version of Riyad Mahrez until I saw his name tag, at the back of his jersey. I was like, oh, wow, this is another eligible Nigeria. I get very excited when I see a good player that's eligible to play for Nigeria. I'm a huge Super Eagles fan, So for me, I was excited. It was a good game. It was a good game. Jamie Vardy will soon turn 35 in the next 5 or 6 months. So for me, Jamie Vardy is not the same Jamie Vardy that we've all known into the season. He's 35 years these days, so you don't expect him to dominate opponents like that. But now the attacking bird is going to be on the Zambian, Patson Daka. Yeah, the new signing, Patson Daka. And of course, senior man Kells, and I love them. He's no celebration. He's no celebration stuff. As soon as he scored, like everybody was excited. I really loved that for me because it was huge respect to a team that believed in him as soon as he's finished the under 17 in UAE 2015. So for me, it was a good way to start the season, a good way for another player I really like, Aboubakary Soumare, the new guy, the defensive midfielder from Lille Metropole. Yeah, for me, also, I'm a big fan of the guy, and I just hope that he comes and acclimatizes quickly in the Premier League, and he has himself all the African boys, the 4 of them, and Amate. All the African, but I just hope that they have themselves a good season.
Another big game coming our way is the one happening tomorrow at the Windsor Park. That's between the Champions League winner, Chelsea Football Club.
And
the UEFA champions, that's talking about Villarreal. What are your thoughts about that game, Mosase? Chelsea Villarreal, Windsor Park.
Well,
on paper, Chelsea are the favourites. On paper, Chelsea are favourites. But of course, football is not. The UEFA. Sorry to cut you short. The game between Man U played Villarreal for the final of the UEFA, and a lot of people tipped Man U to win because of the favourites. But imagine the shocker. Do you see that happening tomorrow? Let's say.
Well, I think let me remind you something about Villarreal. Villarreal is the town in Valencia in Spain. And the town of Valencia, or town of Villarreal precisely, has a little above 27,000 people, like their population. They're just a little over 27,000. That tells you how little they are compared to what we see in Lagos, Nigeria every day. So it's the thing of recent, they got a new owner. The owner found a way to pump little cash into the squad, and they have won their first title since inception. That was the one they won last 2 months or last 3 months rather. That was their first title in their history. They've not won anything before. There has just been one club that people like. They've not won anything. So I think the fact that one house is a small club actually. They have a very fantastic stadium. So I tell you, Villarreal can never cover one last time I think on paper definitely Chelsea's favourite, and with the 3-4 now it's still good for what it is still is that we saw it at Antonio Conte. His first season after he switched to I think the teacher was experiencing something like that. But the acclimatized to his style and playing but I think tomorrow, it may go down doesn't play to his what is the position instead of his formation? If you are one that always especially check the games against Man City plays, he doesn't play Aubameyang Lacazette. He did not play Lacazette. I remember the match he did not play Lacazette outrightly. He kept Lacazette on the bench. He was trying to play what I call it a containing football style. He was trying to even with Lucas Torreira, even against Man City, the first game of the season, I remember very well. He was trying to contain them with Guendouzi and the rest. When things could not go the way he planned, then he now went gun blazing against them. Eventually, he lost, I think, 3-0. But one thing I've noticed from Emery over time is he's always about what the other coach is up to. In a sense, he watches you. When you come out all out against him, he goes defensive. When you don't come out all out against him, he tries to come out against you. He doesn't just go out and out like what you should expect from a traditional coach. So if Tuchel plays his best leg tomorrow, expect to see maybe a 3 at the back from Villarreal and a slightly more defensive approach from them, definitely. But for me, I think it's just going to be, it may take time, but Chelsea will win this one, obviously.
No, my mind goes to Villarreal. I just feel that at the beginning, at the beginning, Osaze was trying to bring money into football, but if you know that money doesn't play football, money doesn't play football. Una Emery
It does.
Man City would have won the league, would have won the Champions League. They would have won the Champions League last season.
Yeah, Man City has been dominating since Sheikh Mansour took over. Man City has pocketed the EPL. Let's be real with ourselves. Man City has pocketed the EPL since Sheikh Mansour took over.
But last season, Una Emery showed us that he's the master of cup games like the Europa League and everything. So he showed it against the best teams. He showed it against some of the best teams in England and other teams. So for me, I think it's going to be. I see what do you call them? I see Villarreal as a more compact team, but it's going to be an exciting game. Chico doesn't play. He doesn't play. He plays expansive football. So the fans should be ready to see expansive football. And like Osaze said, Emery, he watches you and he plays according to the strength of the opposition. So for me, I expect to see a beautiful game tomorrow. But my mind goes for Villarreal. Villarreal is going to take the game. Yeah, I agree to Lukaku is going to bring a lot of energy into the Chelsea attack. I love Werner. I like him. I wanted him so badly. But I think the concept of football, the concept of and you go to a new league, the adaptability is longer than necessary. And I think that's actually what happened to Timo Werner, but we know Lukaku's record at England is impeccable. The goals that he scored in England is the youngest. I think he broke Drogba's record at a very young age. He broke a lot of records at Chelsea, at West Brom, and at Everton. So for me, he's that number 9. He's a more matured, more composed player. His confidence level is high. He just came with another another ideology to the Lukaku transfer. Glenn Johnson, he said Lukaku has been in Italy for 2 years, where the league is much more slower. Lukaku is now he has adapted so well to the Serie A. Now you are bringing him back to the Premier League, where he's a bit older. He's 28 years old now. The league in England is faster. So Glenn Johnson is saying that Chelsea will not have signed Lukaku, that Lukaku is going to struggle with the pace. That is left for us to be seen. The league has not started, but it might just be the case. Nothing is impossible with football. So, but Lukaku is a more mature player right now, and so we hope.
Welcome back. It's the football analysis on this online streaming channel, CTV. We still have usual suspect Tanko and Osaze. Yes, Tanko, you were saying something before we went on the break. I was talking about Lukaku, yes.
An England player. Tell Chelsea board and the Chelsea fan base that Lukaku is not the right player they would have brought. But you ask the question, how many players are better than Lukaku? How many strikers are better than Lukaku right now in world football? So that's the question. But yeah, you could say that maybe he wants to judge Lukaku based on his last performance at Man United. But there's what we call environment. I think we've spoken about environment sometime on this show months ago. We talked about environment. Environment basically plays a very huge role on the psyche of a player. Environment tends to give a player self-confidence or tends to kill his confidence. We've seen a lot of players, countless number of players, who they were in a certain environment because the coaches did not believe in them, the management did not believe in them, they didn't have that enabling environment, they didn't thrive. So Conte took Romelu Lukaku. It was a big gamble because Lukaku was not really firing on all cylinders at Man United. Conte took a big gamble, signed him for 75 million euros, took him to Giuseppe Meazza, and the guy became a beast in 2 seasons. So if Thomas Tuchel can provide that same environment, that enablement for Lukaku to prosper, gives him that confidence that you are my focal point. You are going to do all the goal scoring. The team will be revolved around you. I don't see why Lukaku would not be. At 28, he's Belgium's all-time leading goal scorer. For me, the guy is a beast right now, and I hope he does well for Chelsea, but not against Arsenal, though.
All right, good. Oh, wow. Okay. Last on topic for today is about the Olympics. It's done and dusted. USA emerged winner. They had more medals followed by China, then Japan and Great Britain. Nigeria, for some reason, I mean, we are. I don't know Osaze, what is happening with Nigeria when it comes to the Olympics? We did not really do well in this particular one.
Okay. Let me tell you what happened in Nigeria is, if you interview an average athlete from any European country, they will tell you they have a plan mapped out for France 2024, Paris 2024. They have it, the athletes that are going to Paris 2024, they know themselves already. They are already training. But Nigeria, when it's a month Olympics, they will gather everybody at Yaba Tech to run on that track. Then whoever carries first is going to Olympics. If I train for 4 years and you train for 1 month and you defeat me, I will quit the sport. You know, I will quit the sport. Because how will I say, I was watching an interview of a trampoline jumper from the Great Britain. She's a gymnast, actually. She has been training for Rio 2016, where she won silver. She has been training since, I think, Beijing. She has been training. She had injuries that made her miss London 2012. But she kept on training and she came to Rio 2016 and picked up a medal. Now, Nigeria will come from nowhere. Let me not call it nowhere. From anywhere. They are, just because of you can jump or you can swim, they push you in the mix. Obviously, when you are among, they say a one-eyed man is the king of the blind, Abi. So when you're in the midst of people that are not as good as you are, you think you are the best, then you go to the world stage and you see people that are better than you eventually. And you know what funny thing about Nigeria is, it doesn't just end at the fact that the preparation is poor. Even the way they are being treated during the course of the tournament just shows how unserious our sport is. We are not ready for sport in this country. I'm not like to you. We can all say we are talented, and Brazil has talent in football like us. I think. Yeah.
Big shout out to the Brazil national team. They won gold in the men's football.
But you see their structure. Their structure is proper. It's working. You see players coming from the junior team straight to the likes of Flamingos, Palmeiras, Grêmio, and the rest, trying to play. And eventually, they move from there. They even go to Europe. I know what for about Brazilian league. Players from Europe come to Brazil to play. That's to tell you the league is working. But Nigeria, everything is just one way. I don't understand. We react to things. We are not proactive in this country. When you react too much, imagine this came out to say that this is Nigeria's best Olympics in 13 years. And what's the best Olympics in 13 years? The one we went to Beijing in 2008. We got 3 silvers and 2 bronze. And one of those silver came from football, let's not forget. And that came from Best Nokagbare. The 3 silvers and 2 bronze, and that 5 medals. Then went to London 2012. We came back with the spirit of the Olympians, or the Olympic spirit as they call it. Then we went to Rio 2016. We got the golden bronze. The golden bronze that those guys knew what they did. Mikel was at a point the bus driver of that team, just to make things work. Siaka knew how much he coughed out to make that thing work. Now we went to 2016, and now we are back here with just a silver addition to what we made in 2016. And it's what Mr. is giving himself the accolade of saying this is the best Olympics in 30 years. What Olympics is the best? What did we achieve? Let's do it ourselves. What did we achieve?
Sorry to cut you short. Tanko, please make it really short. We have like 2 minutes to go. Just make it really short.
Yeah.
Can you round up what you about to say?
Yeah. What I want to say is just simple. We don't, people don't get punished in Nigeria. The sports people at the sport ministry, from the sport minister, people
Honestly.
should be fired right now. People should be fired. We were an absolute disgrace. Everything was a disgrace, from the jersey scandal of the Tigers and to everything. Everything was a disgrace. Sunday Dare that we gave him a lot of hope. The guy just showed that he was not different. For Solomon Dalong to come out
speak for yourself, you gave him. Speak for yourself, you gave him.
For Solomon Dalong to come out and say that Sunday Dare is a disgrace, you just know that it's unbelievable. I gave up. So people should be held responsible.
One guy that did not give up is Dani Alves. Right now in history has won more titles than any other player in the world. He did not give up. He did not give up. He came to this Olympics and he won it. The gold in men's football.
39.
Yeah, 39 years. That's the much you can take on today's show. But before I let you guys go. What's your prediction for tomorrow's game? Chelsea Villarreal. What's your prediction?
For me, it's a penalty.
Oh,
It's going to end in a penalty.
Penalties, and Villarreal's gonna win or Chelsea.
Yes. Villarreal is going to win.
What about you, Osaze? I think it's got a network issue. Osaze, what's your prediction? It's got. I wish you could just come back to give me a prediction. But yes, Osaze, what's your prediction for tomorrow's game? Chelsea and Villarreal. What's your final scoreline?
Hear me now.
Yes, Osaze, what's your scoreline for tomorrow's match? Your prediction? Villarreal, Chelsea.
I think 3-1. I think 3-1 Chelsea will do it. 3-1
3-1 Chelsea will do it. Yes. So I'm gonna call you guys on Thursday for the post-match analysis.
Fine.
So please, I'm sure you're available. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. I just appreciate you guys, coming through for us here. Thank you, Tanko. Thank you, Osaze. All right, guys, that's as much you can take on football analysis today. Don't forget to join us on our social media platform on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at CTV Live, and our Facebook page, which we're live on, is at CTV Live 1. Make sure whatever it is you do, make sure you stay safe. Don't drink and drive. When you drive, to not drink. Ensure you obey traffic rules and regulation. This program is brought to you courtesy at Damasile Foundation. Back on the way again, I'll be your host for the most, Wahab Mohammed, aka Maestro, doing the business of today. To have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
It's Big Boy, the Beat Wizard.
Go.